Well, my name is Nicholas.
Yes.
I'm from the Disability Channel, and I have my own talk show called Keeping It Real with Nick with the Disability Channel, and I've been doing it for like 5 years now.
Nice.
So
Wow.
I've been doing it for quite a while. Let's get to it.
Okay.
So how long have you guys been doing Kids in the Hall?
Oh, geez. 35 years,
It's-
40?
It's almost 40 years.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost. It only feels like 40 years, but it's only probably been 37 or 38.
Yeah, since we met. We were very young. We were younger than you, Nick, when we met.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even you're such a young child, Nick.
We were
You're
just
even younger than
children.
you.
And when you guys started, how did you feel with each other, and how did you guys interact with one another?
Well, I think when we met each other, we were young men who were all about ourselves in a certain way, or maybe I'm speaking about myself. I don't think we thought, first of all, how do I make Scott and Mark happy? Like, I think we were kind of doing our own thing, and we never thought like, oh my God, like you could in a romantic relationship go, oh, will this go on forever? Or what are we committing to? I think we didn't realize, you tell me, Scott, that we would kind of end up A, being together so long, or B, meaning so much to each other. It was just like, oh, we're all just doing comedy and what? And then now we look up and it's 38 years later.
Well, Nick, I kind of feel it's like love at first sight. You just see your future. And that's how it was for me. I just went, oh my God, this is what I want to do. These are the people that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. I did kind of feel that.
And so that therefore he stalked us. And
yeah, I stalked them. I did do that. I did, Nick.
He's not exactly a founding member of the Kids in the Hall. We sort of let him in. We never gave him that gold key to the Kids in the Hall chastity belt that he wanted, but here he is.
So Nick, that's the thing is I'm still thinking that I could be kicked out at any moment.
Which we all could. That's what keeps us on our toes.
Well, I don't believe that, because anybody can do anything. It won't kill you.
That's right.
Won't kill you to do anything.
Absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right.
It won't kill you to what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's right. And it's true. And what doesn't kill you makes you funnier.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you don't get killed, then you can just get older.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that'll make you funnier. The thing about getting older in comedy, unlike some other like performing things like rock and roll, whatever, where there's youth is always, you have to be young, or not really, but it's the idea that comedy, if you stop yourself from getting bitter or losing the thread, you can get funnier, you can get better. And that's really cool with us, is that the five of us have all kind of achieved a certain level that made it that allowed us to stay together and get better together.
And also, did you guys ever focus on any social issues on the show?
I think we were very
during it.
Yeah, I think we all felt like outsiders, Nick. And I know myself personally, I was a gay man, and back in the 80s and 90s, where it was a very difficult time. And that was definitely one of the things we focused on. I mean, for me, it was basically, my goal was just to be taken the way everybody else was. I didn't want special. I didn't want anything special. I didn't want I also didn't want people to denigrate me for what I was. I just wanted to be on the same level playing field.
And he wanted to be taken as often as he could by cowboys, and it's not like he likes guys who are on meth, but he doesn't mind guys who don't.
I don't mind guys on meth.
No, I think our issues were mostly, for me, and of course, super proud of Scott's stance, as brave as it was and still is in a way. It's the social things, which is like, our families are effed. We came from, our dads are drunk. Society doesn't have to be the way it's describing itself to us. Guys or people who are like super into power are idiots. Like it's sort of social stuff, I think. as well.
And that stuff doesn't really change. You know what I mean, Nick? I mean, it's always the same kind of people rise to the top, and there's always those kinds of, and power is always corruptible. And so people change clothes, you know, like,
Yeah.
but it's always pretty much the same thing. Human beings are pretty much
Yeah.
the same in any time frame you want to go to.
And that's what the show is about. It's about celebrating difference.
That's right. Yes, it is celebrating difference and celebrating the fact that our differences don't make us. It makes our differences. If you celebrate them, they can actually bring us together rather than keep us apart.
Because I'm also gay, and
Okay, great. Yeah, yeah.
So
It's good, but it's
yes.
so that was basically it. Because my whole thing was, I don't want to. I just want to be like everybody else, right?
Yes, exactly. And that is also true. And also, so how do you feel being an openly proud gay man?
I assume you're addressing me.
How does it feel being openly proud?
I'm, you know, proud is an odd word. Like, I don't know if I'm proud. I'm just not ashamed.
No,
My whole
no.
thing was, yeah, I'm not, I'm just, you know, I'm proud of what I do as a human being. I'm proud of things that I accomplished, the things that being gay, I don't know. Am I proud of it? Not really. I'm just proud that I owned myself.
Yeah, and I don't even think, you know, I think the post, you know, queer conversation is you don't have to be proud to be gay. You just have to be the person you are, and hopefully the world will accept you for the way you are, so you don't have to walk around being prideful for just being your honest self.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not fighting some invisible battle. Hopefully that battle will go away, because, you know, in the wave of kindness and humanity that's going on in the world, and inclusion, that in, you know, my kids' generation will be moot. It already is. They're 15 and 16. The thems, the theys, it's beautiful that they can choose what they want, you know?
It's the same thing for disability pride, even for people who have disabilities and Down syndrome probably have that too. And I also feel that, and that's what we need in our world. We need to be, you don't have to be proud to be proud of something. But at least that we're proud of the things that we do.
Like, Nick, I want to ask you something, like, in terms of, like, when you're a minority, and you're an outsider like we are, and you also have other things, I think it's, you just want to be, you just want to be like everybody else. You don't really want to be singled out, and you don't want to have special consideration. You just want to be what everybody else has, right?
Yep. And on the positive side of it is that the show Kids in the Hall had a great few years. And after all of that success, how do you feel about having that success, and how do you feel about all that success?
Well, I think the success for us now is touching people, whether it's you or or people who are our group, or are weird outsiders, who are people like us. I think we don't think about actual success, like what were the numbers of the show, how much money did we make. We're not so good at that part, and that part doesn't matter to us. If we're the #1 show in America or the number 10 show. But I do feel like our success now to a person is about all the people who watched us when they were young, or didn't, or just found us, you know, and are going, oh, I'm a bit weird, like you're weird. And we're not so weird. We're just not like other people.
Yeah.
And I totally agree.
Yeah, and I don't know, Nick, how you feel as well, but like, it's the idea that, well, you don't want people to be patronizing to you, right? You don't want to be condescending. No. You want if someone wants to make a joke that's maybe about being gay, or, you know, anything, you kind of, right? We all have a sense of humor about ourselves. We don't need to be tiptoed around, right?
Yeah.
Because you feel like you belong. When people tiptoe, then you feel like you're an outsider. But when people, like our kind of comedy, when they really go at me, and even if it's a gay thing, I don't mind, because it means that I'm accepted.
Well, yes, that is totally true. It's the same thing with me because I'm proud of my disability, and I was okay having Down syndrome because you know what? I know life is not going to be easy, but I am going somewhere in my life.
Nice. Yep.
Everybody has challenges.
Yeah.
And having challenges doesn't mean you can't have a fantastic life. You know, and sometimes the worst thing in the world is not having challenges, having it too easy. That can be one of the worst things for a person.
And you're right, and that could be worse for a person. And one last question: that have you guys ever gone to any pride parades?
Oh yes, I was at the very first Toronto Pride for gay. It was called Gay Pride then. Yes.
And
I haven't been. Wow.
I was at the second Gay Pride parade, but I was only there. Well, I was actually not at the parade, but on the site because I ran a 10K. And
did you really?
Yeah, and I must be gay because it was the best time of a 10K I ever ran.
and that's perfect. And I want to say, have a great time at the Fan Expo, and I wish you guys all the best, and in your next adventures. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's right.
And same to you. It's great to talk
to you, Nick.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me. And follow the Disability Channel. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. You name it, we're on there. So please follow and stay tuned and keep watching. And
thank you. You too. Thank you very much, Nick.